right, you guys. So this is the next day, and I am out in the black and white garden. And as you can see, I am going to try to clean out this one planter right here that has my coral in here. And I had some creeping Jenny in there, but I do believe that has gone by the wayside. So let's go ahead and try to clean this up a little bit and see. I didn't bring out my snippers. I need my snippers so I can really get down and dirty, because that's my coral. I don't want to be in the shot. So let me see if I can put you guys this way and see if that will work. You guys can see exactly what I'm doing as I'm in here snipping all this stuff out, because my coral is in here. It looks like I have a sedum in here, and this is just weeds. But I want to make sure I can get all this stuff out of here, at least cut it down, so when spring comes, you don't have all these weeds and stuff in here. Coral is pretty hardy plant, so it can pretty much take the winter. So just gonna clean this out around here. And all this is just pure weeds that always grows in here every single year. And me and that plant, we always go toe to toe together, because I'm like, what is that? And I got some algae growing in here, some grass growing in here. Birds be giving me little presents that they be putting in here. So I try to cut this down every year so I don't have to fight so much with it. So I'm just going to try to get my planters cleaned out, and so they won't look so bad when spring comes and the new growth can start growing and make it look pretty, because that's what we want our gardens to be. We want them to look the best that they can. And my favorite time is spring anyway, because that's when everything looks so fresh and beautiful. Now, let's go here and move to this hosta over here. So this hosta over here, it needs some serious maintenance. So I'm going to see if I can rake a little bit first, and then I'm going to take all these stalks off of here for sure. There's a whole bunch. See these stalks here? See, usually I can just pull these out, but some of these might be a little challenging, because might be a little rough and tough. But at least I can get maybe the bottom part. I get that together. Hear the dogs out here. Neighbors' dogs going at it. Because they're always barking and stuff. So, but they're animals. They want to be heard too. So as long as they stay on their side, child, I don't care. But at least when they get this cleaned up, because these have to be removed so the new growth will be able to start growing when it's their time. So your girl out here trying to get it together. Get it together. Well, let me tell you a story. Last time I was playing with this hosta, and I was so into pulling these old canes off of here that a rabbit jumped out of this hosta. It was a small rabbit. Scared me to death. He jumped, I jumped, and we both went to running. Because I was like, what are you doing in there? Because I'm like, this is not an area where you need to be. Because it was, I guess he thought it was protection. But I was like, I didn't see it as protection. Because it was too low to the ground. Too low to the ground. And I was like, whew, telling that thing, you need to find another home. Thought y'all lived in those burrows or something. But I guess he said he might have not have been had time to make his or whatever. But I was like, sheesh. Give me a warning next time. So now look at this. Look at this weed. This is what I got to deal with when I'm out here. And you know something about weed? They always grow the best. They grow better than your plants do. So I'm going to get as much of this done as I can. And then I will come out here with my snippers and get the rest of it up that I wasn't able to get with this rake. But this is the time to do it because the soil is soft and everything is easy to pull out of the ground. So after good rain, this is the time to get out in your garden and start working it out. And I like being out in the garden, so this is, even though it's a little chilly and it's late, at least I can check this off of my list of stuff that I need to get done. And I'll be happy because when it's time for these hostas to come back, this hosta area will be good to go. Look at that. It's a whole lot better than it did when we started this project. And I'll get some new mulch and get that done as well. As long as you get some of it out of there. Perfect. Looks good. Now, just have to pick all this stuff up and put it in the bin. Doesn't that look a whole lot better, you guys? I think it looks fabulous. Fabulous. See? You guys saw what it looked like before, and now look at it. It doesn't look that bad. And look at all the stuff that I pulled out of there. Now I just have to pick that up, put it in my pop-up bag, and that area will be completed. Completed. Get this done. See? I can at least say I got that finished. And I'll worry about what my next list will be. All right, so let's move on to this pot over here. Okay. All right, let me trim up this corbel right here. See this corbel that's in that pot? Right here. Let's get this together. Where's my snippers? Whew. All right, let's get this trimmed up a little bit. Then I'm going to cut these hydrangeas back. Because these hydrangeas are horrible. Let's get that together. Pull these off of here. These are easier to clean up because they're so brittle and they're cold that you can easily just snip them off. bag over here so to be close to me. Cut back some of this. This hydrangea grows on old wood, so it should be good to go. And I'll come out, like I said, on another day and get that all cleaned up. Not too bad. Bird nests and all kind of stuff up in here. That's okay, because it'll be beautiful when spring comes and everything will look perfect. All right, that looks a whole lot better. All right, let's move on to the next section, which is these pots over here. Let me show you these pots over here. All right, let's move over here. Now, this area is where I grew a lot of my peppers last season, so I'm going to revamp this section. Don't know what I'm going to plant over here yet, but I'm going to plant something. And in this trash can over here is one of my compost containers where I was doing my own soil and stuff. So I'm hoping, I've been turning it, and hopefully I'll have some soil for this season coming up. So let's see about getting this cleaned up. Look how mushy this over here is. Like super yucky over here. It's wet. It's like a swamp. Serious swamp. I might have to come over here on another day. Because look at this pot. See this pot? Can you guys see that pot? That's where I had banana pepper in there. So I'm just going to pull that out of there. And we are going to use this pot for next season. I'll leave the stickers, the tags in there, because that would be a good pot to have. What's this one? What's this thing? I need to cut this out of here. See, that's what I'm talking about, these roots and stuff. You're like, where are these roots and weeds and stuff come from? They just show up. And they do better than my plants I done got planted over here. Okay, put that one over here. This one was an orange bell pepper. So we're just going to pull that out of there. Get rid of that. And these are my chives that I had. Here were chives. And these, I think, were marigolds. Yeah. Had marigolds in there. Try to keep the bugs and stuff out of there. My garden sign. Look at this. This is a garden sign that I got from Aldi's. Isn't that pretty? And it's supposed to be winter tough. So I said, let me keep this out all winter and see if this lives up to their name. And so far, it looks pretty good, right? Because it's metal, durable. It's in the swamp area, I call it. Put that back. All right, let's pick this planter up. Ugh. Look at this planter. Ugh. It's like in the land of the swamp. Look at that. Whew. Now you tell, this used to be Alasia pepper. Right here. Look at all that good soil at the bottom. So we're going to keep that. That good one. Get rid of all this. For sure. Work this out. Whew. You gotta love gardening. To be out here in the cold weather and trying to get this plant together. And I am a true gardener because I want my area to be ready to rock and roll for the next season. All right, so that's good. I don't know about this planter. Looks like it's buried in quicksand. Maybe if I lean it like that, it will stay together. This was a gift from a friend of mine because she knows I like those real heavy cast iron pots. So it's a little leaning, but it'll do. So this area is completed. Now let's go over here and work on this section. This is where I had those cayenne long peppers that I told you they just grew and they were unstoppable. They were fantastic, you guys. So I'm going to get this part done. So I'm just going to cut these off. Here. Look at this. Can you guys see that? Woo! Look at that. That's what the cayenne long peppers look like. See? That one right here. Let me show you. This one right here. That was a cayenne red, and I dehydrated a lot of these peppers to make my red pepper flakes. So I will be growing these again because they did so well for me. And if you guys never grew this cayenne red, these are prolific and they will keep growing and growing and growing. Put that sticker in there. Pull this one out. Can you guys see that? Yeah. All right, I'm going to finish this one. And then we will call it a day. But I'll show you what's happening over there in those pots before we go. Before we go. All right. Let me take you on a tour of what's in those pots. So the only thing I have left to do is go through those black buckets, clean them out, and then I have to clean out that garden bed, but it's so wet. I have to do that on a drier day. And then I have another onion container, all those containers, and then those planters. And as you can see down here, I've been visited by some rabbits. Let me show you what I'm talking about, because I see all the rabbit poo. Oh, Chunky and Nibbles have been out here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. Let me take my gloves off. And then you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Let's see, where is it? Oh, it's up here. Hold up. Hold up, you guys. I gotta tilt it up a little bit more. For you see all that rabbit poo? I know people say that's good for the garden. It's good for your soil. But child, this grass back here better be super, super green this spring, because this must be their whole area right here. Because you see some right there. You got some right there. This poo is all over back here. So this must be their hangout bathroom, outside bathroom. Well, it is what it is, I guess. So let me show you what's in these containers, and then I'm going to say goodbye to you guys, and we are going to go and enjoy the rest of our day, evening, because it is super, super getting dark out here now. So this container right here had um some Brussels sprouts in here. This one had some cabbage in there. These two are empty. This one still has some cabbage in here, and I still have a winter choy. You guys want to see something beautiful that I think everybody should be growing in their garden? Hold on, let me put my glove on so that'll keep my hands warm, and then I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with the winter choy. Hold on, you get this tripod right. Sorry for all the shakiness. Whew, but when your hands are cold, child, you can't move or do nothing. All right, let me get this position right so you guys be able to see. See that? Looks like a flower, a rosette. That is a winter choy. But you see all this mud here? Thank goodness I got my boots on because I'm going to need them. But look at this winter choy. It looks good. See what I'm saying? Get rid of that and clean it up a little bit. Look at that winter choy. Beautiful. And it's called a winter choy because it thrives in the winter. Isn't that beautiful? And it's almost like a bok choy, or it's in that cabbage family. Beautiful. You can steam that. I use it in stir fries, but beautiful. And then the other containers, they just have things that I need to just take out because they are done. They have done everything they could possibly do for me. And this over here looks like, look at this. I got my other hoary knife out here. Child, I'll tell you, these are the best tools to have because they will last forever. And this looks like I had some cabbage. Look at that. Some greens. These were collard greens. Aren't they beautiful? They are still trying to grow for me. All right, guys, with that being said, your girl is going to call it a day because she is hot. Oh, I'm not hot. I'm cold. I've worked hard today, and I think that my yard doesn't look too bad. We worked on getting those flower pots over there cleaned out. I still have to clean up the hydrangea. I still have to cut back my rose bush. And we cleaned up those pots over there. And I'm going to probably soon, I'm going to probably harvest that winter choy and cook that up. But for now, woohoo! Your girl is done. I'm done. Woohoo! Another day of being out here gardening, trying to get this stuff together and ready for spring. And that's what I'm doing. Woohoo! Let's take a little 360 so you guys can see what I'm working with and what I'm trying to do back here in the garden. And this area is called my black and white garden. Woohoo! I love being a gardener and I love being outside. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. And Miss Renee will see you in the next video. Take care, you guys. Woohoo!